Okay folks, we just go in right away with one brush with our blue, coming down to the hills, making a line so that you've got your sketch on there. I've used a very basic one, the arbor, and I don't want the blue to go. Now this is your sky. Okay, now we've got our sky in. You want to get rid of make a few clouds, just a bit of paper towel here and there, or if you want a bit of extra colour, why don't we try going in with a dash of grey here and there, maybe a bit of grey, and also a little bit of mauve doesn't go, something like that, just to give it a bit of different colour. You can always go over with highlighter afterwards. Now, having got that far, grab your hair dryers, dry this off quickly, because then we're going to go in with this covering white, which is totally different. We haven't used it before, and I will show you now. I just want this to be pretty dry, or dry enough to do this line. Okay, that's done already. Now we're going to go in, and I'm going to get this is the covering white. Now you only need a few drops of it. We're going to draw a line. Now what we need to do is to go in just above, so that you get that just above that last, where we finished off with the hills, just above it. Keep going. Right, having done that, also this covering white, being the arbor, I've got that little building in there. Now I want that to remain white too, so I'm just going to, with this finest brush you've got, get in there with your buildings or your boats or your people or whatever you want to keep white. Having done that, grab that hairdryer again and let's dry that white. Okay, I think that could probably be enough. Let's give a feel of it. A little bit damp, but it's okay. So now we've got our hills to do. Now I'm going to allow the hills without any white, just to filter through a little bit. Get your brush ready with your green on, or whatever we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to just go in possibly to begin with a lighter green, not too wet a brush, lighter green, and we can come up just to that line. It will run to that. You know how it runs into where you left off. Just keep going for a little bit there. And behind the building, and in here we're going to have trees. Now, because we went into the blue, you can actually just about see now where that was. And that you can go right up to that because we've covered it. And we can start putting in different shades of green and go right up to where that white line was that you did. You can just see underneath it where I did it. And it will give you an idea of how those hills, and then you can make something of them. Okay, so that's the light bit. I'm coming in like that, all across there, like across there, that's fine. Coming down to there. Now I'm going to start coming in with a darker green now. I'm going to come in with there's a darker green. So darker green more to the foreground. Just keep sploshing it in, it's alright. And you could see where you did your pencil line or where you did your line for that white covering. Even then you can also start to probably a little bit of gold sort of come in there, bring some yellow in it even. Now what I want to do now is to try to get some darker trees, like fir trees, that kind of green. So I've got that teff green and the dark green here. That's the teff, so that's more of a turquoisey kind of green with the dark green. And I'm going to try to sort of probably draw a little bit of this here to get those trees up. So, okay. So I'm going to sort of make it some sort of firs or something are coming out. Like the trees are coming out of here. So you can start building in your trees, and you can see what I mean. You can even then start to get to brown, and you can do branches down and whatever. Same goes for this side. Let's have a bit of colour and a bit of dark green this side. Well, I need my dark green again. And just keep filling in on that. Plenty of colour there, and then you can see what I mean. Try to build it so you've got meadows coming down and so on. Right, now what I want to do is to get that sea in. I want you to make sure you've got about 2 or 3 little jars of water so you can keep going from one colour to the next. Now my sea area, of course, will be wanting to be a lot more turquoise with the blue. Right, so back to some more blue here. And let's get that teff green in, you know, that nice turquoisey green in it. A bit more of that. And we go across on that. So that, and we're going to need white lines for the, we're going to do that with, I'm going to come all the way across here with the sea. This can be rock area, so we're going to come in with some grey sort of area here, in this bit here, up to the house. So we'll come in with some silvery grey to begin with, and then we can make that a bit darker. We can get some black in there. I don't think I've got black with me for the minute, so I'll leave that to you to sort of organise. So I just want to sort of get this area here, the path down, that's right, and this will be coming in like that. Now, interesting, which is, where have we got? Now, this rubbing alcohol, which will be on the table, does some interesting things. I will actually put some little bit more colour in here, make that a bit darker. Now, okay, I'm taking a very fine brush to dip into this rubbing alcohol. Now, don't just pop your brush in so that it's got this dripping. It's got a drip on it, enough like that. Then just go like that with it. Just a couple like that, and just leave it be, and it will create your waves for you. Or it will help create your waves for you. Now, back down to the foreground again, I'm thinking, I'm looking green again, because I thought you could actually start to get in flowers and a bit of wildlife, whatever, in the bottom here. So I'm going in with some more green. Which, is that a clean brush? Yes, I think it is. Yeah, I'll just go across here for now with green, just because we've got to. You can play with all of this afterwards, and you've got as I say, we can even start using our Inktense blocks and start coming up with green grass and foliage and stuff along the bottom like that, and possibly too creating, you know, a bit of yellow in there where you might have the daisies and that kind of thing. So just use your imagination. But now on the beachfront here, which, as I said, sadly I didn't put my black in for the minute. But the house now, as you see, that stayed white. That stayed white for you to work on. And also you could take your, while this is still damp up here, you could start using Inktense blocks or whatever to finish off your trees or whatever. But interesting, as you see how that alcohol works, it's really good. And also too, I thought, okay, flowers with your mauve too. You know, you can get a bit of you can do some foreground. I wish I had the black, I'm sorry about that. I've got a darker colour here, I wonder if that will do. Yeah, that might just do for some rocks. Yeah, I'll make it look sort of a rocky or a bit of a background. You need to have here we've got to have something coming through like a path, so you need a grey, silver grey might do it. But black, ideally, you'd need to have some black. Possibly, I have that in my box. Here we go, that looks like it could be a possibility. Yeah, here we go. We'll come across there like that. We're going to just for rock formations and along the beach area here, a bit more up there. This also will give you lines for your tree, bits of for your tree area. I mean, this is all very rough that I'm doing, but I just want to show you what you can do with these things. And also to here, coming across, you can see it just brings you, you can have you could start rubbing all that in and make more of your hillside and coming down like that. Now I lost my building, which was in white, but I can go and block that back. Back to my building, which in actual fact you could also use the pen, you know, those new Japanese pens I introduced you to. Unfortunately I've only got one, but I will order some more, the Micron ones, because you can start drawing your out, you can get an outline, like I could do the roof area for just sort of get a little bit of an idea there of how the door is here, and then you've got the roof. So you could actually paint that in with our white that we've got. The highlighter white would help us on that, and we'll do a little bit of that. I need a finer brush again. Right, I'm going to just come with the building. I don't want it to be too strong, this white. I might have to blot it. I want to get the roof in, but just something so that it looks like it is a building there. Right, so you've got say a red door. We could use one of the Inktense blocks to just get that door in there, and also the roof area, just sort of some bit of colour in there, that's all. So it looks like there is something going on there in it. I mean, this is all very crude, but I just wanted to give you an idea. And of course you can work on these trees over here so that they look much more like pines. And the other thing, of course, which I didn't, because say no flow, our no flow, as you know, a couple of drips of that mixed with whatever colour that you want to use, say for the flowers in here or whatever. Let's go for purple, and I can show you what that looks like. You could just only take a drop, you know, just take a drop of no flow on your small brush and put a drop of the colour in your palette, mix it with your no flow, which is in your brush already, and your flower heads are not going to run. Now just give that a tiny little bit of a dry. And you can see look, you can get very minute little drops. You could actually do foxglove heads or something like that. You could really play with making nice flower heads with it. And then get your bit of green on it, and then make a nice new stalk with a green with this. which I think I probably got a bit of green left, haven't I? Yes, I have. So a bit of green and a bit of that again. Means you can actually get straight in there with a really bold leaf. Look, see, make grasses or what, very finely. So that you can really, now today, the first day one, you've got the thin pongy silk I've cut for you. So if you use that today and experiment with all these ideas and plan what you would like to do, tomorrow I've got the high grade Habitat 8, which is the good top quality silk, so that you can prepare yourself a really good picture. I hope that helps you anyway. Is that good?